Alf, if you can believe it, PSA is now grading more TCG cards, mostly Pokemon cards, than they are sports cards. And this is a shift that's been happening over time. Let's take a look at grading numbers going back to 2022, March of 2022, so 3 years ago, compared to today. And it's actually pretty shocking. Friends, before I dive in, if you've never submitted to PSA, I've got $25 off for you. I've got an affiliate code, SCD25. $25 off, and it's only a 1 card minimum for your first submission over at PSA. Make sure to take advantage. All right, so this last month, February of 2025, in February, they graded 770,000 TCG cards. And yeah, there's some Magic in there. Yeah, there's some Yu-Gi-Oh! But this is mostly Pokemon cards as part of this. Now, PSA also has offices globally. They've got them in Asia as well. So I think this might be opening up for them. I'd be so curious. I'm going to see if I can find out this information. I have some direct contacts over at PSA. I might be able to find out kind of some sort of idea of what percentage of the Pokemon cards are coming from Asia that are being graded with PSA. Now, PSA that past month, 1.44 million cards. So 770,000 TCG cards compared to 660,000 approximate sports cards. I don't think I've ever seen it happen like that. This is the first time it's been flipped to where TCG has graded more. They've been really close before. I've seen them at 500 and 450, really close as far as the numbers go. But this is kind of a sign of the times. We've talked on this channel. This is my second channel. Sports Card Dad is my main channel. But TCG, and really very specifically Pokemon cards, has caught fire in really every phase. And I think that there's a few different reasons for this. We've talked about it a lot on the channel. But you have multiple generations now that are getting in on this. You've got families. It's very family oriented. You have parents and their kids and this next generation getting into Pokemon cards, and a lot of them grading Pokemon cards. If you're somebody that's looking to flip and make money, Pokemon cards, especially the ultra-modern stuff, do offer a unique opportunity. If you're able to get a PSA 10, sometimes even PSA 9s, if you buy well ungraded raw cards, you can do pretty well on these cards flipping them. So you have all these different things going on. You have families that just really enjoy opening up the packs and just enjoy collecting them, making sets, putting them into binders. You've got people that are buying vintage singles, buying vintage sealed and that sort of stuff. And then you've also got people that are buying and hoarding the ultra-modern sealed product. You've got rip and shippers that are out here opening packs for people that want their favorite streamer to open packs for them and the excitement around that. There's a lot of action in the Pokemon card space, more so than we've seen here going back a couple of years where it was fairly stagnant. And frankly, I think that a lot of it was underpriced. Well, now, as a part of this whole ecosystem, grading is at an all-time high. This is the most that PSA has ever graded in 1 month, 1.44 million cards. And again, if it wasn't for the growth of TCG, mainly Pokemon cards, these numbers would not be here. Let's look back in time a little bit. Let's go back May of 2022. Thanks to GemRate. GemRate.com provides this data. My buddy Ryan over there is doing the Lord's work, providing this data. If we look back to March of 2022, 3 short years ago, PSA graded almost 1 million cards that month, which at the time seemed tremendous. It was tremendous at the time. They've been kind of breaking records on their way up here, but they graded almost 1 million cards. And how many of them were Pokemon? How many of them were TCG? 299,000 TCG cards. And of course, most of that being Pokemon cards. You're talking almost 70-30, 70% sports, 30% Pokemon in March of 2022. Now, 770,000 TCG cards, 660,000 sports cards. I did not see that coming. And it just it just speaks to the insane demand that is out there right now. And the shocking part again of this is there are no serial numbered cards. There are no one-of-ones. There are no mega chase cards. In Pokemon, these are non-numbered chase cards. They have chases and they have great art. They've got great cards, but they are not numbered cards. So they are fairly more abundant than the chase cards that you would see on the sports card side. And yet it does not matter. It's a very unique space. It is the highest selling media IP on planet Earth currently. And it doesn't look like it is slowing down at all. There's another, 3 or 4 releases for Pokemon that are coming out here in 2025. And we're already at a place where they're not doing pre-sales. It's already sold out. You're already expecting you're going to pay above MSRP. And a lot of the longtime Pokemon, whether it be YouTubers or business owners, have come back to me especially and given advice of like, hey, look, For most of this stuff, it's $10 a pack. They reprint it. It comes down to $5 a pack. That's kind of the way that it always works. And so I'm in kind of a weird spot here where do I continue to buy at today's rates, or do I wait for some of the reprints and maybe the price does come down for a certain period of time? I think the thing is, though, is okay, let's say we have reprints. Surging Sparks is one that we're all kind of hanging out there. I'm one of these people for Surging Sparks. What are the booster boxes right now? I think they might be $230 or $240 a box. My hope is that there's a big reprint. It drops below sub $200 for a booster box, and that's when I would like to strike and get some. Here's the problem. There's a lot of people that are like me waiting for the exact same thing. So that's probably going to put a strangle on big price decreases for a lot of these Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet booster boxes. That's probably what's going to happen. So we will have to see, my friends, but TCG taking over grading at the largest grading company, PSA. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want $25 off, grading is not getting any cheaper. It can get pricey. If you want $25 off your first submission, I do have a coupon code that will be in the video description as well as in the pinned comments. So make sure to take advantage. Friends, have an amazing day ahead. Stay healthy, stay awesome. I'll talk to you again later.